Welcome to Code with Steven. Today we want to talk about inline CSS. At the end of today's class, you should be able to code something like this. Okay, able to, if you check very well, this is the text has a color, something of white or no. Then you also have the centered. White here has a color of yellow and it's also centered. We're not concerned with this. Okay, we're just concerned about the color. So we'll show you how you can actually achieve this goal. How you can actually have this what we call a border. We're not going to go into border and the rest of them like padding and the rest. By the time we get to both sides, we'll be able to do that. But for today, we want to show you exactly how you can work with inline CSS and achieve something that will be exactly like this. Without much ado, let's go into our work. Just come over here and create a div. So let's go to our about us page. That's where we want to use to accomplish this particular work. Okay, about us page is it. So under about us page, the first thing we want to do is to create a div. Okay, create a div. This is the div. Now let me start everything afresh so you'll be able to see it. Let's work it together. So I'll come over here first. I'll create a div. Create a div. I always tell you, if you try to create something, VS Code is supposed to bring it out for you. Or if it fail to bring it out for you, there's no problem. That's when you use your skill. So that's why it's good for you to learn it first. Don't always rely on VS Code, because sometimes you may type something, you are right, you type it correctly, but still VS Code refuses to display it. So in that case, what would you do? You have to use your brain. So after the div, next we want to create is our H2. Okay, so let's create H2. And on that H2, let me go and copy the first text, which is this. Big says 20% off multifunctional car jump starter. So come over here, let me see if I can copy it. Okay, so I copy the text, Control C, come over to the H2 and paste it on H2. If you check very well, notice that the second text, which is this, is smaller. So I'll use H3 for this. Okay, you can use any other thing. Let me tell you, the beauty about programming is that you can use many things to achieve the same goal. But for me, I'm using heading to achieve this. But you can use other things and you still achieve the same goal. 1 year warranty, free delivery. Let's copy that as well. Come over and paste it. Let's go to our VS Code. Then create our H3. H3. We went and create H4. Okay, let's use H4, no problem. It's something. Copy and paste. So now we're talking about inline CSS. Of course, you know all of this. I won't explain anything here. So after creating your div and your write-up, we now want to color it so it will look exactly like what is here. How do you achieve that goal? Remember, working with inline CSS. And to work with inline CSS, remember I've told you that you always come to the tag. Remember, after the tag, you give a space, then you type style. CSS deals with what? Styling. So I'll come to my div, click on it, then give first space, then type style. Okay, type the style. Thank God it is open. Then the next thing you do, we are going to add the background color first. I think that's the first thing there. So we'll do background color. And what is the background color here? Always make sure that everything is exactly the same thing. The background color is green, the other one is white. So the background color means everything here on the background. That's the background color, meaning of background color. I'll give it green. Okay, it could be something else, but for me, I just use give it green. So if you actually know the real color, you can give it the real color. So after that, we'll now go to the text. Okay, where is the text? The text is centered. You notice it? The text is centered. So let's center the text before we now add color to the text. Remember, we're working with inline, so everything we are doing is stay on that same line. So what do you to achieve this? Just go to the take your mouse to Amiel after semicolon, give a space and type text align. And the text align should be what? Centered. Text align center. Okay. Text align center. So after we've centered the text, the next thing that I want to do is to color it. So you notice that when I did background color, the color has to apply to the whole body, okay? But now I want to color the write-up, our text. So to color your text, simply use color. Just type color. Don't type background color or any other thing, just type color. So that means I'll come over here and type color, okay? And we say the color is something like white or Alisa blue. Let's choose any of them. So we finished working with the first one. Let's use Ctrl S and see if we have achieved that goal. So let's go back and see what we did. Let's use Lifesaver. Of course, yeah, if you look at it, bid save 20% off multifunctional car jump starter. So we achieved this goal. But do you notice something? Our own is on a straight line. But look at what we want to achieve. Just take a look at how it is. You see there's a break here, there's a break here, there's a break here. And then lastly, there's a break here. So how do you achieve that? Of course, from what I said, indirectly I've told you what it is, break. So you have to go and add break line on each of them. Okay? Remember your break line, which is your BR. Okay? So how do you do that? You check where it is started from. Immediately after the bid, let's be sure of it. Big says 20% off. Okay, that's the first one. The other one is after jump. Okay. So let's come over here. Big says 20% off. Well, after this, there is a break, which is BR. There is a break. Then after the car jump, there is another break, it's another BR. Okay. And lastly, in between the H2 and H1, there is also a break. Okay. Let's bring this one down. I really like my work to be very neat. So I like formatting my work very, very well. Let's format this one very well. Okay, just give one tab space, then bring this one down so it will look. The know it's a line. They are together. So H2, H1. Okay, something is wrong here. Maybe because of the way I didn't copy it very well. So I bring it down. Come over here and do my last closing tag. The closing tag. Okay. I will say it's H2. And you close. Yeah, so we delete the first one since we already have it. We've gotten what we're looking for. So that is how it is. Then here we want to do the same thing here. But here the only thing that we're going to do here is two things. One, we want to center it, and secondly, we add color, not background color. Now we also type style, click on it, then write color. Okay, color, and the color should be what? What is the color here? Make sure that everything is exactly the same thing. The color is, let's say, assume it's yellow. It could be other things. You may know the color better, not the color type. But let's say this is yellow. Okay, I click on yellow. And after that, the next thing I'm going to do is also test align center because it's also centered. So I do my test align, and I will also center it. Test align center. So I believe we've accomplished this goal. Let's find out Ctrl S for save. So let's use VS Code to run it and see if we've been able to achieve this goal. Of course, we have. Look at it. Look at the first one, second one, third one, and this last one. If you check our work that we are imitating, if you check it, it's exactly the same thing. Okay. Now that about this extra space, all this space that you are margin and your partner just for them, but when we get there, we'll talk about it. If you also want to also space it more like this, if you check our own now, let me just show you something to explain something. Our own is almost very close to each other, right? So you can use double BR. Though BR, you can space it more like this for now. By the time we get into detail, into maybe intermediate level, advanced level of a CSS, we now see why you can throw those BR and HR away and use CSS to got everything here completely. So far so good. This is how you can actually code CSS using inline. It's not just this, you can use to code every other thing, but just know the system and try your best to go to your WD docs, okay, and practice as many as you can so that this you may be able to learn this very well and know how to do it. Thank you so much for being there and coding with Steven till now. See you in our next class. We'll move on to internal CSS.